Willow? Goofball.
Not to come out. Even if they figure out this lock, they still won't open it. Right, Dad?
Right.
Way back there.
Usually, when we open the doors to the chicken coops in the mornings, the roosters will bolt out and start chasing the hens. But notice Rooster Rick Grimes here, just now showing up to the feeder. This footage was taken about a month ago. This clip was taken a few weeks ago. And now this footage was taken the morning he died. We aren't sure why he died exactly, but he hadn't been his feisty rooster self in months. We were hoping he would bounce back, but he didn't. To be honest, he was a mean rooster. But he was good to his hens, so it's kind of a bummer. Fortunately, out of the 5 chicks in Danny's brood, 2 of them were roosters. One of them we rehomed with one of his sisters, and the other we kept and named Diamond. He looks exactly like his dad, Bok Bok. Lately, Bok Bok has been showing his son his place in the pecking order. So it kind of worked out for us, timing-wise, to move him over to Rick's old coop.
That's Diamond.
So that same night, we went out and snuck him over. For some reason, introducing new birds to a flock at night like this seems to make the transition more peaceful. That's been our experience anyway.
He's actually being super chill for a crazy, crazy rooster.
I was a little nervous for Diamond at first because he's not quite full-sized, and I thought maybe the hens would pick on him a little bit. But he seems to be doing just fine. actually been kind of a rough winter on some of our animals. In addition to Rick's death, we lost 2 of our barred rock hens to an aerial predator, which, looking back, it makes a little bit more sense now that we know Rooster Rick probably wasn't feeling like his normal self. It seemed a little odd to us at the time that he wasn't protecting his hens. Also, one of my rabbits came down with wool block just the other day and gave us quite a scare. Both Matt and I were up all night administering this and that and giving him tummy massages. Luckily, the next morning he was acting like his usual self, but it's something we will need to be more diligent about in the future. So I have 4 French Angora rabbits. 2 of them are brothers. One of them is named Bear, and he's a chestnut. And the other one is August, and he is a black self. We do have 2 more Angora rabbits who are female, and only one of them is a good fiber producer. The other one, I think she just has too much guard hair. She doesn't produce a whole lot of that like fluffy undercoat, so I'm not really able to collect a whole lot of fiber off of her, but she's really cute. And she's bonded to Juniper, so I don't mind keeping her around. But yeah, it's really just Bear, August, and Juniper who produce the fiber. And most of the fiber that I've collected so far have been from Bear and August, just because we've had them the longest. I don't have an example of Juniper's fiber with me right here. It's out in the barn. But I did want to share with you some of the fiber that I've been collecting from my 2 bucks. So this is some of the fiber from August, my black self rabbit. And it's been in the bag for a while, and I've heard that if you keep the fiber in a plastic bag for too long, it can start to get a little bit matted because of the moisture. But I feel like, you know, I'm new to the whole world of spinning, but I feel like it's still definitely spinnable. So this is what I've just been collecting all of my rabbit fiber into, are these bags. And it hasn't been washed or anything, so there is just a little bit of vegetable matter in it. Like I found a piece of hay. But yeah, it doesn't bother me. So yeah, this is August's fiber. And I have no idea how much there is in here. But I have at least 2 big bagfuls. And then this is the fiber from my chestnut buck, Bear. And it's got a little bit more of a brown tint to it. So I mentioned in one of my last videos that one of my biggest goals right now is to learn how to spin. And so I am going to force myself this weekend to just focus on spinning. So tonight after the kids go to bed, I'm just going to set up. There's a class on Craftsy that has been recommended to me, and I'm going to check that out. And I'm just going to try and learn how to spin. I have some Cordell cross top that I purchased because I heard Cordell's a good fiber to start with. I guess because it has a longer staple length. I don't know how easy it is to spin Angora fiber, but my goal is to eventually get to the point where I can blend it with some of the softer like merino or cormo or that type of yarn. I am also curious because typically I tend to gravitate towards the more rustic, harder wearing types of wools. So I'm a little bit curious to see how well it would do if blended with one of those types of yarns. Anyway, if you saw my last video, you know that I ran into a little bit of an issue when I went to go collect the cashmere from my goats last winter. So being able to collect fiber from my rabbits has been a morale booster. They actually produce quite a lot.
Dad, I got a shocking exam.
You got a what? Hey, Miss Mary, I'm going to run some equipment right there. You probably want to go hang with Miss Ella. Okay?
I'm hanging with Ella.
Ella, Mary's coming to hang with you.
She
wants to be away from the equipment.
Okay. Say here. I see right here.
The last ones.
You put it right here, okay?
Yeah, I'm coming. You can show me when I get there.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm saying
Which ones?
here.
On that stack?
Yes.
Well, these are bigger boards. I'd like to do them right here, okay?
Okay.
Can you move over?
Right here.
Okay. How'd you get your face so dirty while I was doing
My face is so dirty.
it? Let me see. No, 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 no.
Fine.
Don't touch your face with your glove anymore, okay?
I'm in here.
Okay. I need to go get the air compressor.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna take one of these.
I'll get out.
You're gonna get out?
So aside from teaching myself to spin this weekend, I have been working on a knit for my older daughter. This is the Child's Classic Raglan Pullover by Richmond. I am knitting the largest size, which is for a 10-year-old. And my daughter's not even 7 yet. But I'm really hoping that this will last for a while. And that then she can pass it on to her little sister after she wears the crap out of it. The yarn I'm using is Knit Pick Simply Wool. I can't remember the colorway just off the top of my head, but I'll put it down here somewhere. And it's just this really subtle marl. I saw on the website that they're going to be discontinuing this colorway, which bums me out because look how beautiful that is. It just has this kind of soft effect to it. So I think I'm going to go after I record this and just buy it all out. I wasn't expecting to like it this much, but I really, really, really like it. So I'm working on that, but I'm going to put it aside for this weekend. I'm at the point with it right now where I can just kind of mindlessly work on it because I've got several inches of stockinette to work on. So I'm okay with kind of putting it aside this weekend and focusing on the spinning because I'll be able to pick it up during school or like in the car or whatever, and it's no big deal. And like I always say, if you want a child's knit to last for a while, the best thing to do is to knit the sleeves extra long. Well, it's a little difficult to do that when you are knitting something that is so oversized because it can be really difficult to figure out like how long their arm will be when they're 10 years old, when they're only 7. But for that, I just am gonna trust the measurements that are in the pattern and hope for the best. And yeah, she can just fold up the hem for now. So that's the plan. So now that we have the shelter for our wethers up, we just need to install a gate and a few finishing touches, and then we can get them all moved in. After that, we will focus on clearing out the barn to get ready for kidding season. I've been getting some requests to make our videos a little longer, so I'm experimenting with that in this episode. If you wouldn't mind, could you please let me know your thoughts on episode length in the comments below? Whether you like having a longer episode like this, or if you prefer the shorter ones. Thank you, and see you next time.